Fuck it. Can you hear? All right, say something in yours.
What's up?
All right, we're good. We're good. All right, fuck. We're here, man.
Yes, we are.
Oh, welcome to the neighborhood. This is my man, Young SEMA.
Thank y'all for having me.
This is my boy, man.
Good to have you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate it.
Man. I've been knowing this dude. Fuck. How long?
Well, you see, I knew of you for like probably a year before we actually became friends. Probably like around 2016, getting close to 5-6 years now.
So what is 5-6 years?
Yeah.
Damn. It's funny, bro. I got a quick story to say. And I know I told you this before, but I haven't told Diego this. I've known him for a year, like he's same thing, but I found him from an ex, right? I found him from an ex because she slid his music to me.
Really?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. She slid his music. I was like, hey man, this shit is ass cheeks, dog. Hey, but it turned out to be like one of his first tracks with the homie Trey.
It was my very first song.
What was it
ever.
called, bro? What was it called?
Promotion. Ooh.
That should give you chills, bro. He said because
it's crazy because I just listened to that song again probably like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, man, it's crazy. But I'm saying the reason why I still keep the song up on SoundCloud is because I like to be able to go back and hear the progression from me back then. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. And then I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with other people being able to go listen to my first song and then listening to the stuff that I'm putting out now and be like, oh, okay. This kid really
seeing the progress
got better,
and shit.
You know what I'm saying? For real, yeah.
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to think of back in 2016. That's like backpack shit, yeah. That's backpack shit, like
Pretty,
little, a lot of Lils in there.
Yeah.
Who was big in like SoundCloud? That's big SoundCloud. 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
Right. So where your sound? One thing that I did notice and I did tell that girl, I said his sound is dope. Like his sound is just different. Like his voice is just different, and that immediately kind of like attracted me to that music. And so what I'll say to that is like, where did you get your like inspiration of like, how you're gonna sound, or like, kind of how am I trying to say it? Yeah, like your niche of audience. Where did you get that inspiration from? Is kind of what I'm saying. When you first started, because I feel like that's kind of the harder part of things.
Yeah, for real, most definitely. When I first started, it was like the name that I have now, Young Sema, that wasn't even the name I was going by when I dropped my first song. You know what I'm saying? I had a different name, and it was just my first name. I just used my first name, and it was for sure. All right, my bad. And then it was in terms of like the whole audience sound type of thing I was trying to capture. It wasn't even something that I really paid mind to like that. You know what I'm saying? It was just
you.
At the time, it was just me wanting to make a song that was similar to the stuff that I listened to, and me and the homie Trey, Lone Wolf.
Yes, sir.
We you know what I'm saying? That's really how we became friends, kind of for real. Is we was introduced to each other by our other homie Leland. King Kago. Check out for him too. His album coming out sometime in December.
Shout out.
That's love.
For sure. I'm always gonna support my dudes. And then me and Trey we just hit it off because you know what I'm saying we got literally all the exact same interests. And so when Leland introduced us to the dude that was helping him make music, me and Trey was like, okay, we got to get into it, because Trey heard me, do my little willy-nilly rap before I heard Trey do his little stuff too. You know what I'm saying? At first it was just jokes, and then we was on, you know what I'm saying? Like, you actually kind of good. He was like, yeah, you actually kind of good too. And I was like, okay, for real, we gonna make a song for real. And then we went together. I found some beat on YouTube, and it was just some little average little boom bap kind of thing,
boom bap shit.
Yeah, the little chill little boom bap thing. And I was like, okay, bro. Right at 16, Mark told me he gonna have the microphone set up tomorrow. Let's get it going. Yep. And that's just the way it went. I wasn't even necessarily thinking about who was gonna be listening to it or anything like that. I just wanted to say that I have a song out. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up with music like that. Like that's real life what I love.
Okay, so let's pivot a little bit. I got a question about that moment that happened with the game and how that helped your career. Talk to them a little bit about that.
That, you see, that's crazy. I knew you was gonna ask about that too. The game thing, it was in the moment. It felt like it was gonna be life changing, like for real, because that, on top of the fact that that's really one of my favorite rappers.
Sorry
all
to cut
time.
you off. Just to give some context, what are we talking about here?
Oh, okay, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
Sometime around, I would say March, April last year, I got in touch with the game, Los Angeles Confidential. You know, one of the legends out there.
Yeah. West Coast legend.
And he was, you know what I'm saying, because me, I'm from San Diego. You know what I'm saying, and that's as much as it doesn't get like recognition in like mainstream media or whatever. It's a part of the West Coast like LA is.
Yeah.
And so the stuff that influenced LA has an influence on San Diego too. So the game, he's really like a legend in my book. He really revived the whole sound.
Tell us a little bit about how that opportunity presented itself and what you did to run with it. And kind of tell us about how it almost slipped you by.
Yeah, for sure. And that's crazy because I almost ruined it. Because when I first got in touch with him, and he told me he liked my stuff and he wanted me to on his little series of mixtapes that he was doing last year in 2020. And the first time around, I didn't have the proper, you know what I'm saying, setup that I wanted to be able to send something to game. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make sure I left a good impression. And so at the time, he told me, he was like, oh, I need the record now, is what he first told me. He was like, I need it right now. And I was like, man, I don't even have one, but I can make you one this weekend. Yeah. And he was like, okay, for sure, just hit me. Like another day goes by, and I was like, you know what, man, I don't even feel comfortable sending you a song with the stuff that I have right now, just because I wasn't like putting out stuff on Apple Music and all that. I was literally just on SoundCloud for real. And I was recording, I was making all these songs on a little cheap Samsung USB mic that I taped to my wall. Yeah. And I was like, in the sound quality of it, like I made it work, but I knew I wanted it to be better. So I told him, I was like, yo, like if the opportunity ever presents itself again, I was like, I'm sorry I have to let you down. I was like, let me know and I'll jump on it immediately. Since then, I upgraded my studio equipment and all that. He hit me again. There was an opportunity for another mixtape. I was like, okay, I don't have any original stuff that I want to put out on a free mixtape right now because I want it to be a part of my album, which I put out.
Interesting.
And I was like, what if I just rapped a verse over a West Coast beat? You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what I did. He was like, whatever you want to push, go ahead and do it. I was like, okay, for sure. I rapped over the Ice Cube beat, Check Yourself, and I sent it to him. He was like, "This is fire." Did our little business, and next thing you know, I was on the mixtape.
What's the song called so they could check it out?
It's called Check Yourself Freestyle, Young SEMA, Game Over Volume 6. You could catch it on Dat Piff, Hot New Mixtapes, mymixtapes.com. Wherever they got mixtapes, it's there.
Where can they find you on the gram?
On the gram, I'm at Young SEMA, YUNGSEMA. Go ahead and give me a follow. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
So if you guys are feeling his vibe, you like his energy, go check him out, man. He's one of our good friends coming up.
Definitely.
We're definitely going to see each other at the top.
Definitely.
For sure.
Something else I want to talk about is just, because you talked about you're kind of you upgraded your shit that your equipment. You upgraded your equipment. One thing that I admired about this dude, bro, is I remember being in high school, which we're going to talk about our high school coming up. I remember because our high school was probably less than a mile away. It's like 0.3 miles away from Estrella Mountain Community College. And before we were friends and before we connected, I would see him and his group of friends walking to after school or when they got done, walking to Estrella Mountain with all their shit, all their bags, and going to it was like empty rooms there. What was it? Was it like a studio? It wasn't really like that though, no?
Kinda, sort of. I mean, like they were definitely booths. That's what they were called. Like little booths in there, but there was no equipment, so we had to bring all our own stuff. And it was in the Performing Arts Center.
Yeah.
At the community college, they had 2 booths in there. One was bigger than the other. You had to be lucky to get the big one because there was a lot of us.
There's a lot of weird shit going on in them booths, bro.
There was. As a matter of fact, I stopped going to those after I realized I could record at home.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying though. Like, it's just crazy because I remember seeing these dudes walking past, and there was about 3-4 dudes in there, or maybe more at sometimes. And bro, it was just grinding grinding shit out, and like that's where I'm like, man, you know, if he's different. If they're doing this shit and if they're doing this, like, and they don't give a fuck about anything, they don't care about how, people crossing by them, seeing them, like, what? Yeah, it doesn't matter. These kids, they're in the booth, you know what I'm saying?
I have a similar experience, man. I used to have first hour release and 6 hour release, and I didn't have no car at the time, so I was just fucking bumming until the bus came. So what I did with those 2 hours of time, I could have been effing off, wasting time, not really doing what I was supposed to be doing, but I thought big picture. I was like, damn, I should read these books that Russ is telling me to read. I should read these books that these entrepreneurs are telling me to read. What these 2 hours I got. So bam, I got to it. My teachers would look at me like, it was kind of funny, bro. Like, they kind of wouldn't believe it. Yeah. And one more thing before we pass it back to SEMA, because it's about SEMA here. I used to use the printer in the library to print We Buy Houses. That's when I was doing wholesaling. I failed at that. But that just goes to show, like, man, who else is doing this? Yeah. I remember I showed the librarian my marketing. He said, like, Ashley pays cash for houses, and it showed, like, a home picture. She's like, is that a scam? Is that illegal? Are you sure you can be doing that? Yeah. And hey, you can actually, but it's just funny how they look at you, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, my respect for this dude, without even knowing him, is I'm like, oh, okay, that's dope. Like, you can't hate on that shit. Regular people will hate on that shit, but the different people that understand like the struggle of like trying to do something for yourself, that's dope. You know, like,
I appreciate it.
Hey, what's the, you know, you got like, I know you got some projects out. If you want to talk about your project, what you got 2 projects come out within the past couple of years. I got some questions about that. Go ahead. What is
for sure. The first one that I put out was in 2019, towards the end, November 20th. Yeah, is actually going to be the 2-year anniversary of it. But it's sadly it's not available anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I made sure it was. Like, at the time when I put it out, I was real proud of it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it was my first project, but at the same time, it was just like going back to the game thing. I recorded that whole mixtape on that USB mic that I taped to my wall. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So at the time, I was like, okay, this is the best music I've ever made so far. But you know what I'm saying? So at the time, I was getting a lot of compliments on it. People were like, "Oh, this sounds really good. I like what you did here. I like what you did there." You know what I'm saying? And it made me feel, you know what I'm saying? It made me feel good about it. But exactly. And then as I continued to listen to it more and more again, though, I was like, "Yo, like there's got to be a better way to do this, especially because you're always gonna be you're gonna be your worst critic at all times." So when I'm listening to my own music, I was like, man, like, this could be so much better. And I understood people liked it or whatever, but I was like, I know that I can do better than this. I know I can make something more cohesive. I know I can make something more quality. I just have to take the time to do it. Yep. And so that was the point on. I told myself, I was like, I'm not going to make any more music until I have the proper stuff. And that's exactly what I did. Of course, I still record it because I don't want to get rusty, you know what I'm saying? But I put out 2 more songs that I already had recorded on the USB mic, just because, you know, people were telling me, oh, yo, that one right there, that one's really good. And it was actually my first major debut single after I got signed to a record label who I'm not with anymore. But that was the first song.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, for sure.
Are you allowed to? Are you allowed to?
I can talk about it, but I'm not gonna say the name of the label.
Okay, that's cool. So when did you sign, and when did you get signed?
I signed probably around the beginning of 2020, because it was right after I got into a little scuffle with not scuffle, that's like the wrong word. It was not argument, it was the passive aggressive emails with whatever label Ariana Grande is signed to. Like Universal or something, I think, like that. Yeah. Because as I was getting ready to put out my very first mixtape on SoundCloud, I was gonna put out a remix I did to an Ariana Grande song, like in as like a promo single for it. Yeah. And
because you wanted to be on that pop shit or what?
Nah, it was okay. I'm gonna play y'all the beat after we done recording this, and then y'all gonna see, like, this don't even sound like no pop stuff. Like, it sound like somebody really get some bars off on this song for real. And I was like, this is Ariana Grande.
You can't say the song. You can't say the song or no?
It was I can say the song. It was like it's called like "Break Up with Your Boyfriend, I'm Bored."
Oh hell like no! This beat is hard.
That beat is dummy.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
And so I put So I did my own remix over that song, and as I put it out, I kept getting notices. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the song wasn't coming out. I kept getting notices in my emails, like, oh, you can't put that song out because it contains copyrighted like sounds from this Ariana Grande song. And I was like, yeah, man, like, of course it does. It's a remix of that song. Yeah. And then it was whatever. I kept trying my hardest. I tried my hardest to get it out. I would like alter the beat as much as I can, but while keeping the same element of it. But it kept getting hit by those copyright strikes. And so I ended up getting emails from like officials telling me to cut it out, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, I sent them the song, and I was like, can y'all tell me if this isn't fair use or not? Because it's just a remix that I'm not making any money off of. You know what I'm saying? I'm not profiting off it whatsoever.
You just building a brand with that.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, on top of that, it's probably only gonna get like 20 plays. So like, like, bro, what are y'all tripping about? There's other stuff that y'all could be worrying about.
I got a question, bro. Just to pivot a little bit, can we talk about ownership and signing the deal? Like, pros and cons to it. What do you think? And what route are you going to take? And what route are you taking?
Well, currently, right now, I'm independent. I own all my masters right now, and that's the way I plan to keep it. Because just like from my experience with the record label, I'm actually a person lucky enough to have gotten out of the record label situation so fast. You know what I'm saying? Because I signed to them in like January, February, beginning of 2020 somewhere, and I wasn't happy, and I immediately left probably around June, July, so I can, you know what I'm saying, go the independent route, because the way that they had it set up, they're supposed to distribute my music and market me. They weren't doing it to the, you know what I'm saying, how I thought it was gonna be.
That's kind of why you signed a deal.
Yeah, and I was like, that's the whole reason why I did it, was so I would gain more
exposure. Yeah,
more exposure, more recognition. And on top of that, the song that I put out, I've made money from it. Like, I can see the stubs of the money that's being made off that song, but I'm not allowed to have that money. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that. It makes me real upset.
Yeah.
So after that, I was like, that's it. Now I use DistroKid. It's an online distribution service.
Yeah.
And so that's what I use. I keep 100% of all my stuff. You know what I'm saying? I pay the producers that I work with, you know what I'm saying, up front. Everything that I earn, I keep it, and that's the way that I want to keep it. If I gain more recognition and I get more money, I want to make sure I'm entitled to the money that I earned with my hard work.
Right.
So what made you, when you came to an agreement with them in January, February of 2020, what made you decide to say, fuck it, I'm gonna take this deal rather than stay in the independent route?
Just because at first I didn't necessarily consider myself being on the independent route, because I hadn't made a single dollar from music besides like somebody paid me like. Back then, somebody paid me like $20 for me to do like a feature for them, and it never even came out. So like, so that was like the most I've ever made money off of music at that point. And so when I got like recognition from the label from the whole Ariana Grande situation, like I saw it as an opportunity that, you know what I'm saying, I thought I was gonna be a superstar. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, like they see potential in me. They saw potential in these other artists that are huge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't know, it didn't end up working out that way like I thought it was. And that's how labels trick you. They make you feel like what they're gonna do is like
they get you in a 360, bro. They get you in a 360.
Pretty much. God. They make you feel like they're gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like they're just gonna make all your dreams come true. Like immediately, as soon as you sign that deal, it's like you walk out the door feeling better, and you know what I'm saying? That's really how they get you, and it just it didn't turn out that way for me. It doesn't turn out that way for a lot of people. Like, do you know how many people are signed to are signed to labels right now, and you don't even, like major labels, and you don't even know who they are? Like I personally like know some of these people. I'm not gonna say their name because I don't want to put their business out there that. But it's real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real disheartening having to see how so many people are actually still signed to these labels, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Because isn't it like a loan? So like the common misconception of academics has been talking about this a lot lately. The common misconception is that these rappers are paid the fuck out, when in reality they get paid like once or twice a year. They get that advance, and then when they drop that album, and they're in debt pretty much for that advance that they gave them. All their sales goes, they're collecting their fucking tour that they're paying for. They're collecting it. So like that's why, you know, I think J. Cole said it, like, stay on tour. Like that's where your bread is. Like stay on tour. And I didn't realize that because I thought these rappers was getting paid, and they're really not, bro. Like they're more times than not, they're at the end of their deal, like they break even with every you know, their label. And I just think that shit is fucking crazy, bro.
You have to be like a real deal superstar, you know what I'm saying, to be able to profit off of a bad label deal, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and it doesn't include the money left on the table that's going to them.
Yeah, exactly. Like labels, they'll probably say, let's say like they'll labels will cut you a deal where in the end basically you get 10%. You know what I'm saying? You keep like 10%. That's
fucking nuts, bro.
It's crazy, but you see, they won't tell you it's 10% from the jump. They'll say like, oh, we take 10, you get to keep 90. What they're not telling you is the cost of studio time, the cost of paying producers, cost of security, agencies, you know what I'm saying? People who book your tours, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff adds up. And
they're taking advantage of a let's just say a young SEMA who's 18 years old, and they don't know much, but is presented with this, what's, you know, seems to be this great opportunity. And this dude is hot, and this happens all the time. Like you said, this dude is hot in his city. Signs the deal, don't ever hear from him again because he's in chains, bro. That's so crazy to me, bro. Exactly. It's like, yeah, we're not dropping you right now. We're not dropping you. J. Cole's coming out, you know, this week. We're not dropping. And Nav is coming out this week. We're not dropping. Like little shit like that, bro. And I just think that's crazy. And I think it was good. What's good about all this, and I think Academics is doing a good job of like showing this, is that, you know, he, like the young Dolphs, the actual people who are independent, you know, he's putting them out there and showing how successful they are being independent. And that shit is crazy. And the tides are turning. Like, I think Russ said this one time. He's like, imagine if Drake went independent.
The industry's over.
What would that do to the industry? But that would never happen because it would tear the industry entire.
Exactly. Know. If Drake went independent, you know how much money is gonna get out of circulation because it's literally just gonna be sitting in his pocket. Exactly.
Bro.
Like, yeah, that's crazy to think about, man.
Like he's so big, bro, and like that whatever what is 600K he made he sold first week. Like, bro, that's straight him. If that, I mean, he's Drake. Like, he's gonna get those numbers regardless. Even I'm sure some of those are fake from the, you know, whatever the label bought or what, I don't know, but yeah, man, I think that shit is crazy.
Dang, so to kind of wrap this segment up, what are like the takeaways for new artists that don't really know, and can you give them some of your experiences and like give them lessons like to what they should expect?
I mean, I can only speak from my my personal experiences. I don't want to be too preachy because at the end of the day, I'm still learning myself. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so I first signed when I was 18. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't too long ago. So it was like, the only thing I can say is like the main thing you have to do is make sure that you like what you're doing. Make sure that you believe in what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, there's going to be a gang of people that don't like what you're doing. When I was in high school and I was making music, everybody was just being yes men and telling me the whole time I'm finding out people didn't even like my music. It was they just thought it was cool. They just wanted to say yes. They thought everything was cool because they didn't want to lose the seat on you know what I'm saying? Yeah, on the train to my success. Like they thought they were going to be there. Right. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you have to learn how to keep faith in yourself. You have to learn how the industry works. You have to learn when to recognize opportunities. It's just stuff that comes and goes with experience. You know what I'm saying? Some things you'll learn, oh, I should keep doing this. Some things you'll learn, you know what I'm saying, I shouldn't be doing this. That's just it's just, you know what I'm saying, it's really reminiscent of life in general.
Damn, that's deep, man. All right, we're gonna take a break right here, bro.
All right, sure.
Good. And
we're back.
Yes, sir. Where did we leave off, bro? I think we just wrapped that up.
Some key takeaways on what new artists should know.
Yeah. A question I have, bro. What is your thoughts on industry plans, bro?
Like
okay, just for example, Khalid, bro. Khalid is a straight, and Travis Scott is too. Khalid is, bro, because man doesn't come out with no music, right? But this man is all over on his Levi's. He's the face of Levi's. If you go to Levi's store, he's wearing the jeans, he's wearing the shirts, he's wearing the jackets. And there's many artists like that, bro. I'm trying to think, and I know Travis Scott is definitely one of those too. But what is your take on that, bro?
Like in what aspect? Like, how do I feel about them?
What do you feel about them? Like let's say if a company, like, because I feel like more times than not, it's people that don't deserve it. Like, that's my take on it. Like, what the hell is Khalid, bro? What has he done for the music world? Like, rather than somebody who's, still in the culture and still,
Okay, yeah, I feel you.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, when it comes to that aspect, I'm more of a guy. Is the way that I look at it is just like, is their music good? Like, you know what I'm saying? First and foremost, like, I'm really a content guy when it comes to like artists and what they produce. Khalid, I don't really listen to bro. So I'm, you know what I'm saying? I can't really form an opinion on him. I heard that Location song. It was cool.
Come on. That was like 5 years ago, though.
That's all I know from him. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
In terms, but you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of people that people are calling industry plants, and I really, you know what I'm saying, I really, really like their music. Like you mentioned Travis Scott. Yeah. I really like Travis Scott's music.
I like him too.
Kid Leroy. I really like the Kid Leroy.
I like him too. He's definitely one.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
And his his label is, bro. Whoever his label is, bro, be pushing
Lil Bibby.
Lil
Bibby.
Okay.
Yup. G Herbo and all that.
G Herbo's. Yep. Damn. Yeah, they push his stuff, bro. They push. I thought it was crazy when Kid Leroy came out with NBA YoungBoy on his stuff, bro.
That was fire.
That song was hot, bro. He had a few songs. I'm like, it don't even make sense. That like, mix don't even sound right, but it worked for sure.
When it came to him, at first I was, I was a bit skeptical of him just because of I know when Juice WRLD was still alive, rest in peace. He I knew the kid because of Juice, you know what I'm saying? Like, I saw
that video. I seen that video.
I saw them just, like just kicking it. Mm-hmm. And Juice passes, and then Kid Leroy is about to drop a mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, Trey, the homie, told me, he was like, I mess with his music. And I was like, well, I haven't really listened to it like that. I heard one song with Lil Tecca called Diva or something. Mm-hmm. And I was like, saying it was cool, but it's not something I would really go revisit. I was working from home at the time, and you know what I'm saying, I'm working from home. Like, ain't nobody gonna stop me from listening to music when I'm at home. And I was on Apple Music, and it was under new releases, and it was the Kid Leroy, and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and give bro a chance. And man, I wasn't disappointed, to say the least. It was really good. And
definitely.
When I'm trying to find a new artist and I get that banger,
Okay, speaking of artists, what is some because I know you grew up on the West Coast, really into the culture of the West Coast. What is some up and coming artists that you really mess with right now that might necessarily be the hottest, like not the hottest but the biggest name, but you being kind of in the scene. What do you?
I get what you're saying. Really, the dudes that I'm feeling right now are the dudes that I've been in contact with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I have more of a connection to them, and it probably makes me more biased towards their music. But at the end of the day, I'm going to support them. You know what I'm saying? They're all independent. Or at least I think they're all independent at the time right now. I don't know if anybody got signed and just didn't make an announcement or whatever. But right now, there's this dude from out here. His name is RJ Soul, R&B singer. He raps too. He goes crazy. Make sure y'all listen to him at RJ Soul. There's another dude from San Diego. His name is Khalil Nash. He makes, like, you know what I'm saying, funky pop music. He could really sing too. And he when it came to making my album, he really helped me out a lot. He gave me a lot of insight on how to mix, which plugins are worth it, which ones, you know what I'm saying, don't really do too much, and which ones that I can substitute for just stock stuff that comes on the DAW I'm using. Yeah, and that really helped me out, and I feel like my album that I put out, it's really my best music, like, ever, and it has, like, my favorite songs on there. So I mean, I couldn't be more grateful for the stuff that he's offered to me. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of dudes that I'm feeling right now that are, like, on the up and up. There's another dude named CJ Folds. He's crazy. YFN Ero, he's crazy. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Like Benji Michael or Benji Michael, he's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Sob Story, SAB Story.
Oh, yeah. He's been around for a minute too, no?
Yeah.
I remember him kind of popping in high school, and I was he had some hard bangers.
That's what I knew him from high school, from Mark introduced me and all that, and I was like, okay.
I'm just that's an inside joke.
Every joke got a little truth to it.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yep. But the dudes that I named them is really the dudes that I'm feeling right now. Of course, aside from all the guys that I'd work with directly, like people that are in the Loner Party collective with me, my boy Lone Wolf, King Kago, No Hezi, Slim Bazzi.
What is Loner Party for those that don't know?
Yeah.
LP say, so I don't forget no names. Don't be coming at me. Loner Party is it's really it's just something that we started in high school. Just
like a brand or
first and foremost, just like our own kind of label thing that was going on, because at first we were calling ourselves Remedy Records, and we had a little scuffle with the chemistry of that group, and so the artists, us being the artists, me and at the time. No Hezi, his name was Blaze at the time, and Lone Wolf, his name was Kamikaze at the time. We were like, we know how to record ourselves now. We're just gonna do our own thing from this point on. And the phrase Loner Party itself, we came up with it because we feel like it really captures us, like as a whole, just in 2 words alone, Loner Party. You know what I'm saying? Because exactly. Because we're not to sound corny or whatever, because I know it's gonna sound corny, but we the type of dudes, you know what I'm saying? We don't really mess with too many people like that. Even like in high school, Daniel will tell you, like, bro, every time you see me posted up, I was either with him or I was with Trey, like by the Lonely.
Yep. I
didn't really mess with people like that. But
that also had to do with the fact that our school was full of nothing but dudes that people that like were borderline sick, bro. No lie, bro. Borderline. The kids that got kicked out of schools went to that school, and that school was a school where you can go to college and high school at the same time. It didn't make no sense, but go ahead. Sorry.
It was cool. I appreciated my experiences at the school, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it's just something you gotta take and accept.
Yeah.
I have some positive experiences from that school. I have some negative experiences from that school, but I'm glad I have all of them.
Beauty in the struggle, ugliness in the success. That's J. Cole too.
Yes, sir. J. Cole dropped gems.
All the time, bro. All the time. Another thing I want to get into is, the trend right now in music, I feel like, aside from a few other people, is, the Kendrick Lamar approach to dropping music, which is, taking forever to like perfect your craft rather than putting your music out there, see if it sticks to the wall. I'm not saying drop albums and albums and albums, but I read Russ's book, bro, and I don't know if any of you guys read it. It's pretty solid, and he said, I know he's a different artist and he's a borderline mogul. He's got a bunch of businesses and stuff like that, but his idea of things was that the most listened to song on the album is always the first song.
Yeah.
So when you click the first song on the album, he's like, so that I noticed that I looked at my numbers, so I just decided to drop singles all the time and have an art cover with the single. And he would drop consistently, and if you notice, he still does that to this day. He still consistently drops singles. They're not always bangers, but he's independent and he makes bread off of that. So these people are trying to come in. Go ahead, you can come in. Sorry, we'll cut this out. I literally have this shit on the door. I know, bro.
And we're back.
Yeah, and we're back. So here, as you can see, he consistently drops singles. So he's independent. So he makes ridiculous amount of money off those singles, right? The singles aren't that good. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. But I mean, that goes. I get it. That ties back into who you are, your legacy, what you want to leave in the music industry. But I just don't understand that. For example, there's this one guy that comes out of Arizona. He came out with one. It was an EP. You can call it an album or whatever. It was an EP. He's very, very huge. I'm not going to say his name. He's very, very huge in Arizona. R&B artist. Came out with that one EP. That EP did ridiculous numbers. That was like number 6 on the Latin charts, right? It was like Latin R&B charts. Did numbers, right? Maybe you know who I'm talking about.
I think so now.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Right? And the album was really good. I ain't gonna lie. I liked it. Or EP was really good. What's the difference of that really quickly? Shorter?
I mean, in essence, it's like it's getting blurred these days, just because people will put out albums and call it an EP.
Okay.
But from my understanding, a single is one song.
Yeah.
An EP is anything from, well, technically a single is 1 to 3 songs.
Okay.
An EP is anything from 3 to 6 songs.
Okay.
And an album is 7+ songs.
Okay. All right. So comes out with that EP. Thank you for the clarification. But comes out with the EP and shit is hard, does numbers. Don't hear nothing from him for years, bro. Like a year and a half. Then he comes out with these singles, 1 or 2, and that's it for like the past 2.5 years, bro. 3 years before this was his. He came out with that shit before COVID. Then he comes out. He got signed by this very, very big artist. Put out whatever, and now you still don't hear nothing from him. So what I'm saying is, he lost my attention, and I guarantee he lost many others' attention musically wise, because he's got a YouTube channel and he's got a girl and they're very popular. But musically, he lost my attention, and I'm just a regular fan of music, bro. I'm a music enthusiast, but like when it comes to that genre, I'm just a regular fan. Yeah. And I just think if the shit sounds good, it's good. But I don't understand why people do that, to where they'll drop an album, it'll hit, do numbers, then be quiet for a year and a half, and then drop a single, then boom, they get signed, you never hear from them again. Like, can you kind of address that? Why you think people do that, and what your take is on that?
I'm gonna chime in before he answers. The reason why I think that happens is because these opportunities that these people get, once they have a strong album, it's like, let me not mix up my words. So like, once they get to that certain level of having that album, then they get other opportunities, like an ad, like a promo, and then they start pivoting. And I think that's what happens.
So then they don't love their work, because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I know this dude's recording all the time, and I understand his situation. So go ahead. If you can answer my question. I know it was a lot.
So the whole trend of taking a long time to put out music after they get their first spot of recognition, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it could just be different for, every person. Some people probably, they just wanted to get that advance to get them out of a situation, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then they can reinvest that advance into some stocks or something. Then next thing you know, they got constant income. They don't have to make music anymore. Mm-hmm. But
that's what Sage the Gemini kind of did.
I mess with Sage the Gemini.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chameleonaire.
You
don't know that, really?
Chameleonaire? He kind of a legend.
He definitely is, bro. I think he's from the Bay. He's from the Bay too, I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, bro.
You cool. But and then there's people who actually wholeheartedly, just want to perfect their craft. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, not to be cocky or arrogant, but that's kind of the approach I took with my most recent project. I started writing it around the time I first signed, and it didn't come out until July of this year. You know what I'm saying? Not too long ago. And you know what I'm saying? It took
Shit is fire, by the way. Plug it real quick. Plug it.
Oh, for sure. Into My Eyes by Young SEMA, available everywhere except YouTube, because they don't be supplying the checks like that.
Yeah. Hey, go check him out. I actually listen to him. My favorite song is Trees in the Sky, and if you listen to it, you'll know why.
Yes, for sure. My favorite song is Remnant. My boy No Hezi did his thing on there. The hook is really catchy. I feel like I was spilling my heart out on the verse. He did the same thing. It's just a beautiful thing all together.
So you'd classify, yourself in the, trying to perfect your craft and, put the best product out there that you can, rather than throwing shit at the wall, see if it sticks.
For the most part, I would say yes. Okay. But at the same time, I understand how important it is, especially as independent artists, to make sure that you are putting out music and you aren't leaving your fans thirsty. You know what I'm saying?
And that's exactly how I felt, bro. And that's what, like, it bothered me. I'm like, bro, you're not at that level. It bothered me because I'm like, bro, I want some music. You don't put out music. And then when you do, it's a year and a half later and it's a single and it's not that hot. Yeah. Then the next thing I see, you going mainstream, you sign, I'm going to plug it, by French Montana. And I promise you will never hear from this man again. Because who else is signed to French Montana, bro?
It's not doubting, we can't tell the future.
Who else is signed to French Montana?
Right now, I'm not too sure.
Exactly. And believe French Montana's got Coke Boys Entertainment. Anybody who's on Coke Boys is signed to him.
Fun fact, when I had my first drop shipping store, French Montana's, like, that ad, that group of people that liked him is the first ad that popped off for my drop shipping store. Anyways.
Yeah. That's pretty dope, actually. But what I'm saying is, that's what happens. Drake does the same thing, bro. Drake signs, all these, solid artists who are good with their pen, uses them. I guarantee he uses this dude for Sway Lee's verses, bro. His hooks, bro. That's where I could see it going. Rather than him being the face of something, hey, bro, I'll give you 100 G's. Here you go. Here's this contract. Sign it. You're going to work for me now. Okay. And I just think that's, hey, to each their own. I'm not going to tell you how to do business. But if you don't love it, hey, it don't matter then. If you don't love it and this is not what you're trying to do, but I know this dude loves it. I know this is what he's going to make it out, bro. I know he's going to do it. And I tell, it's crazy. I tell this dude this, I tell Diego this all the time. I'm like, bro, I want this for this dude so bad. I want this for this man so bad. Because I know the type of person he is, and I know the work that he puts in, bro. And I know that, I just don't think much people deserve it more than this dude right here.
I appreciate it, for real, for real.
I met him, man, I was just chopping it up, feeling his vibe, and I have a lot of friends that are artists. Him, definitely at the top. I say top 2, and he's not number 2.
Top 2, and I'm not 2.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that, for real.
Yeah. But, nah, bro, it's just crazy to me, and I understand the approach, and I get it, but sometimes, in my opinion, just being a casual fan, and I don't think I'm a casual fan, I'm pretty knowledgeable in the music scene. If you're not putting your music out there, you're not consistently putting your music out there, you're going to be easily forgotten. In my opinion. That's just my opinion. What do I know? I understand it takes a lot to get shit out there. I mean, this podcast is not easy to put out there, and music is a whole different realm, but I mean, that's just my take on things.
I get his approach too, with the slow and steady, because he's trying to go for quality versus quantity.
Yeah, but he's been kind of, he put out an album, a very, very, very solid album, 16, 17 songs, yeah? 16 songs, all heat. Like, it's not, that's that shit I'm talking about, bro. Right. He didn't put out an EP, the hit, then you didn't hear from him, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you.
Like, that's just kind of how I see it. And then he came out with a single, so it's like, it's not like you're not hearing from this dude.
So let's pivot a little bit. Is music the only thing that you're involved in? Do you have any other hustles, businesses? I know you go to school.
Yeah, I most definitely I go to school. I make sure I stay on top of my academics. That's just always been the kind of person.
That's another thing that I thought was crazy, bro. We were in high school and this dude was grinding his music, and this dude would still have straight A's, bro, like straight A's. And I would try to copy off this dude. He wasn't like man, it was just crazy. And then I knew you almost got your associates right as soon as we graduated, yeah.
Yeah, I was almost done, but I didn't want to have my associates fresh out of high school because I heard that lowers your chances of the scholarship money you can get because they pretty much already see you as a seasoned college student.
I get you. That makes more sense. Yeah, because that was kind of our school, that if you went there from freshman to senior year, you would have the opportunity to have your associates leaving high school, which is a benefit. But I have a question really quickly. I don't mean to sound ignorant, but do you think that sometimes your school? By the way, what are you doing in school? What are you trying to major in?
I'm majoring in business, marketing, and advertising.
Okay,
that's the approach I'm going for. I should have minored in digital editing or something, but that.
Do you like it though? Do you like going to school? Is that something
Do I like physically going to school? No, I don't. I don't like driving up there every day and having to deal with all these people. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm the type of person I appreciate knowledge that I can gain from other people. You know what I'm saying? So everybody thinks they can market. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a phone. Everybody has the internet. I was part of the same, the same train. Yeah. It wasn't until I really started delving deep into these 400 level marketing classes how much actually goes into successful marketing. And now I feel like I know more, of course I know more than I did before I went to university. And that's just, I'm appreciative of it. And plus, I'm paying money for these classes. I better be learning something.
That's for sure. Do you, and to like kind of tie back to what I'm saying, like, I don't mean to sound ignorant, but like, do you think that sometimes your school takes away from your ability to like kind of make your music
and produce?
Yeah, most definitely. As a matter of fact, this semester alone has probably been the busiest I've ever been in school wise, and so it's been a struggle sometimes to dedicate time to go to the studio and write a full song or come up with a concept or even just think about music because my assignments are so hefty right now. Yeah. But I'm almost done.
How much you got left?
5 weeks.
Oh, and that's it?
And then I'll graduate.
Damn. Congrats, bro. That is dope. I appreciate That's it. Super dope, bro. That's and that goes to show like no excuses on shit. Like, bro, this dude is working on his craft, going to school, working, bro. Like, there's no excuse on it. I hate when people put excuses on, why they aren't where they want to be. You know what I'm saying? And bro, you're making it happen, and that's respect. It's the same shit I seen in high school. It's the same shit. Like, let me ask you, where do you think you got that like work ethic from?
My mom.
Your mom?
My mom, off top.
Yeah.
Is when I was a kid growing up in San Diego. Growing up in San Diego, it's it's cool. It's a tourist city for the people that don't know San Diego for real. But like, it's expensive no matter where you live. You can live in the middle of the trenches in San Diego. You're still gonna be paying a lot of money for like a 1-bedroom apartment kind of thing. And I was born and raised there. You know what I'm saying? I moved out here to Arizona when I was 14 years old, and I lived with my mom my whole life. I lived with my mom my whole life. And I would literally always see her like working 2 or 3 jobs at a single time just to make sure we had enough money to pay the rent and pay the bills and have food and then even on top of all of that, like I never went without like a PlayStation or an Xbox or anything like that. Like I know my mom really grinded for that, and she probably tell herself I'm ungrateful all the time, but it's not true.
I listened to that in your song "Trees in the Sky." He talks about that.
Yeah. Is really like my work ethic. It probably really comes from my mom, because I don't believe in excuses either. Yeah. And like even when I was in like elementary school, if I had like anything below a B, like she'd be on me about it. She'd be like, you don't, especially in elementary school, she was like, you don't have nothing else to worry about except school. Man. So you better be, on top of your game.
That's for damn sure, bro.
Damn. And that's really
all right,
I get that.
Really quick, before we wrapping this up, let me get your top 5 artists all time, bro. Let me get your top 5 artists. Let me plug you for you. Okay, it goes Tekashi. That's one.
That's violation. That's violation. I might have to leave.
He told me, don't you mention his name one time or I'm cutting this right here. Nah, go ahead. I'll message you.
Go ahead. No, we don't. What Dirk say? Please not play that little boy in the club because we don't listen to rats.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Yeah. The top 5. Yeah. You see, that's a toughie. You say that's a tough one for me because I'm the kind of dude to have 10 people in my top 5. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What's the top 10?
It's hard though. You see, okay, like I can name people, but it probably won't be in any specific order.
No, that's cool.
Except for number 1, because number 1 people I hold above everybody at all times are Pac and Hove. Those are the 2 people that I'm saying I could always fall back on.
Don't you think Hove is kind of a dork though?
Oh, you talking about Hove?
You see the man on a jet ski.
Hey man,
I'm just.
hey man, that's that luxury. That's luxury.
I'm just kidding, bro. Just
Man,
kidding.
I wish I could look funny on a jet
I
ski
know,
like Jay
bro.
Z.
No. Go and see. So you said Pac and Hov.
Pac, Hove are number one. Then in no particular order, I got Kendrick, Drake, Wayne, Cole.
Oh, he's getting his 10. He's getting his 10 and he's getting his 10.
Cole.
And then you know what I'm saying, I got people
Lil Peep.
that nah, you gonna get me canceled. But you know what I'm saying, and then there's people that I would include that people probably don't even really recognize like that. Like I really like Master Ace. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's a real quality hip hop artist that contributed so much to the culture that people don't give enough credit to. Okay. Eminem, I don't really listen to his newer stuff like that, but I'm not gonna deny the greatness and influence of his first three albums.
I got a hot take on Eminem. If you want to talk about it,
I got a lot of hot takes on Eminem, but I'm not gonna. His first three albums, I can't deny the influence that, you know what I'm saying, they had on the rap game as a whole.
I just one thing about Eminem before you finish your shit up is I hate when people bring up numbers with him. You know what I'm saying? Because like you could bring up numbers with Macklemore, and Macklemore's got dumb numbers is because his outreach to people is way more than Lil Durk, is way more than Lil Baby, because he's white, and it doesn't make him a better rapper or artist. And that's where I'm at with Eminem, is because people want to talk about his numbers all the time, and they're great, but this was the first white rapper ever, bro, talking some crazy stuff, which was dope for sure. And it brought a different element to rap when it probably needed it, because rap was getting a bad heat for the violence or whatever, and he kind of got the white, community together, liking him for being the only white rapper. So that's kind of my take on it.
Definitely a pioneer.
The white community did try to throw him under the bus though, around around that Columbine High School thing. They said that his music was too violent. He probably influenced those kids to shoot up that school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With Travis Scott now, which we talked about on the last episode.
I know, bro.
If anything, I feel like
can you give us your take on the whole shit? Who's responsible for that? Let's
for sure how I feel about it. I don't think you know what I'm saying. I don't think Travis should be held responsible for that.
Bro, did you hear Drake's getting sued too?
I didn't understand that either. Oh my God!
The man was on stage for like just 5 minutes, bro. Like,
I don't know. I feel like we live in a society where people get rewarded for being offended. You know what I'm saying? So people look for opportunities to get, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? They look for opportunities to create narratives to where they feel like they can get benefit. Yeah. It's tragic that those people died. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Rest in peace for real.
Keep doing this.
But I don't think Travis is the person to be, you know what I'm saying? He shouldn't be held responsible for that. He's an artist, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, he was like, I know a lot of people that are sitting around and putting the blame on him. They've never been on a stage before, let alone a stage performing for 50,000 people.
They gave numbers, bro, of multiple of other concerts that people died at, like rock concerts, bro, like rock overseas. There's one that were like 102 people died, and it's because at those festivals, bro, when there's hundreds of thousands of people, the aid, there's like an aid like festival or whatever that they threw back in the day for like a bunch of rock concerts, and man, like 102 people, 52 people, 30 people, like, and it's tragic. Death is death. It's tragic, but it's like,
It happens more often than people want to make it seem, but because Travis is one of the superstars of the world right now, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be, and on top of that, like, I don't see why the artists should be crucified for the amount of people that showed up at the venue. Like, shouldn't it be the venue's responsibility to stop people from coming in once they reach capacity?
Yeah.
And there was even a clip where like he does stop the music and he's like, "Hey, security, check this out," like trying to give him.
But then at the end of that clip is kind of messed up. Like, it's just like, I fuck it, like pretty much what it is.
Curator, you have a shoulder for
I know, I get it, and one thing that I fucking hate too is that now everybody's posting clips of every artist that's at a concert. Hey, make sure they're okay. Make sure they're like, trying to like even put more like fuel to the fire to make him look worse because people are now starting to check on people. Come on, bro. Like
the way that I was thinking about it is because, okay, first of all, Travis Scott, the appeal to Travis Scott shows are like the rage aspect of it. Yeah. And literally, probably, what was it, in September, I just went to a Trippie Redd concert.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Talking about his concerts being crazy.
His appeal is pretty much the same thing,
rock star,
especially with his new album that came out. It's literally all the rage music. And so, what do you like, bro? What you think we was doing in there? We was raging. It was hot. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of people in there. There was people in the crowd surfing. Like, if somebody would have dropped him, do you think that would have made a bigger deal as Astro World? Like, no.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy, man.
But anything else we gotta talk about before we wrap this up? You got anything else?
Any value you want to give?
Believe in yourself. Don't listen to Tekashi. I'm not gonna say his full name. We ain't gonna give him that. Support your friends. Support your friends, especially the ones that are doing independent. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get their independent grind on. You got to make sure y'all approach that like in a correct way.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Can't be fake with it. You don't be one of those dudes who act like just because you post my album once and stream 3 songs from it that I'm gonna be your best friend. You know what I'm saying?
One really quickly, I just remember this. What's Neighborhood Nip's influence on you? What's that been on you? I know you're a fan, bro, and obviously, you know what I'm saying. I am too.
I don't know with Nip is, I don't know. It's crazy because for, you know what I'm saying, for somebody that I don't have interactions with like that, it, like, to this day, I real life still get like heartbroken about it. Like it's a, me growing up like on the West Coast, you know what I'm saying? Like I knew how powerful this man was, you know what I'm saying? Like I knew the importance of him as a person. It was
as a figure. It
was really like he for South Central Los Angeles specifically, but all of the West Coast in general, he really showed everybody that, you know what I'm saying, that you can do it. You can be your own boss. You can own your own buildings. You can sell your own clothes, and you can do it in your community and still, you know what I'm saying, make millions. You know what I'm saying? It just further it emphasizes that statement. You can't make it. You know what I'm saying? You can't make excuses. Yeah. Nip sold mixtapes for $100 per CD, and he sold out. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? It's Nip. I don't know. Nip is different, bro.
Literally different, bro. Like, what's crazy is like now people's, like, he termed the phrase like it's a marathon. The marathon continues. Like, now you hear that more than ever, bro. It's a marathon. It's a marathon. It's a marathon. Life is a marathon. This journey's a marathon. Like, now you're hearing that, bro. And he termed that phrase, bro. He coined that phrase years ago, bro. He like, bro, on his Crenshaw album, he's talking about marathon coming soon, and that shit didn't come out till about 8-9 years later. But bro, when he did come out with that, bro, like, it meant something different, bro. Different, and that's just who he is, bro. Like, that's like, bro. I'm from the west side, West Coast, but I'm from Arizona, bro. Like, and I know what his music did to me. You know, bro, he's tatted on me, bro, for the rest of my life, bro.
Mine's next,
bro. Like, he for the rest of my life, and just the things that he was promoting and pushing, you know. And that's kind of where I see my, like, the independence and owning your own business and owning everything that you do. That's kind of where I look at everything. But, man, it's just, you know, I had to put that in there because I know what he's meant to me. And I definitely know what he's meant to you, just as far as, you know, who you are as an artist and as a person, bro.
Yeah, I got a story. We got a story. Okay, so here's because I get a lot of flack, heat, whatever y'all want to call it, about how much I roll for Nip. Y'all irritate me to the max, man. Yeah. That was real life, like, my my role model for real. Like y'all don't even know how much it meant to me. You know what I'm saying? Before he passed, 2018 Christmas, my dad was asking me what did I want. I told him I didn't want anything for Christmas. I went to go visit my brother who's incarcerated with my mother. My mom's not incarcerated. I went with her to go visit my brother.
Yeah.
Up north in Northern California. My dad went with my little brothers. They went to Slauson and Crenshaw right at that intersection. They went to the Marathon store and they got me a Crenshaw shirt that to this day I have not taken out the package on for Christmas. That was the only thing I needed. That stuff that meant so much to me. I have it still in the wrapper.
Yep.
It's not ripped out.
It's not gonna get ripped out.
It's not going to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have a limited edition gold vinyl copy of Victory Lap. Do y'all got one of those?
That's tough.
I didn't think so.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough, bro.
Damn.
But shit, that's I think that's a good way to wrap that up, man.
One more question before we go. What's the impact you want to leave on this?
That's a good question.
I literally get into this with my mom all the time. She's like, it's kind of an analogy in a way, but it kind of influences about like my response to that question. She's always saying, like, every time I go somewhere, like, even I'm grown now, and she's always on some make sure you give me the location of where you're at or whatever, because you know people are crazy out there.
Yeah.
I go, I don't have a problem doing it, but I tell my mom, like, yo, one of these days I'm gonna be on my own. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be living in my own place. Like, I'm not gonna send you my location every time I step outside of my own house or something like that. And she was like, yeah, well, I'm not gonna be able to have a peace of mind unless I know where you're at, and if something happens to you, I know exactly where to go first. And I was like, Mom, regardless of whatever happens to me, the world ain't gonna change just because you had my location.
Yeah. Damn.
So I don't necessarily think I'm going to change the world, you know what I'm saying? And it probably sounds pessimistic to some people. I don't think I'm gonna make people care about the next man more than they already do, even though that'd be ideal. The impact I want to leave is I want to make sure people know that no matter what, like, you can work hard and go against the odds by any means. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want people to get from me. And as much as people want to act like I had everything handed to me, that's a lie.
That's corny, bro.
That's a lie. Everybody around me, Daniel's seen it. Everybody know everything that I have. I work hard for it.
Yes, sir.
And that's the impact I want to have. I want everybody to understand the importance of hard work, the importance of dedication, the importance of being grateful that you get to wake up every day and continue, you know what I'm saying, your legacy.
Love that, bro.
A lot of people aren't here with us today.
Yes, sir.
I lost friends before.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying? You gotta, you know, I'm saying, I know people that are locked away for life. You gotta be happy that it's not you.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be grateful.
You gotta cherish the moments that we have amongst us. Be present.
Yep. Speaking of fucking cherishing this, bro, this was fucking awesome, bro. Like, super awesome. I'm just thankful that, like, I have this opportunity to even just put this out there. We don't give a damn how many views this gets. We don't care who this reaches out to, but we know this is gonna affect some people, and this is, you know, this is what we want to do, and this is bringing value to everybody that we can, you know. And we appreciate you, young SEMA. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Yes, sir. You know.
It's been real, man.
Yeah. Welcome to the neighborhood, and see you guys soon.
We out.
Yes, sir.